he's like, I got a surprise for you. And then he stands in front of this thing and he hits a button on a player and it starts playing like the techno. And he's like, I am a vampire. And he starts doing like the robot kind of. And behind him, he says, if the coffin's rocking, don't come a knocking. Banana Bear Show.
Mikey, you know what?
What?
Seeing that we were talking about Universal, I think
You want me to go
should
first?
be the one that goes first because mine hurt a lot.
Yeah, well. The
How's the
Munsters.
movie?
Okay, so I watched The Munsters. I did kind of want to like this, but it was so cringy. I'm just going to get into spoilers. Don't go see this movie. There is absolutely no reason to see this movie. I can't even tell you to watch it just for the fun of it, because there is no fun. It is boring. Yeah, so the best way I can describe it is somebody watched one episode of The Munsters back in the day and made that a movie. I mean, it's basically they took the episode and went, ugh, and stretched it out to movie length because it is so boring. So boring. And whenever you think of The Munsters, what do you think of?
I think of, how they're, monsters, but they're real people.
Right. But think about the show. Like, what's the one thing they did in the show that pops out to you? Can you think of anything? Is it music and dancing?
No.
This movie had not one, not two, not even 3 or 4. It had 5+ scenes of them dancing for longer than 4 or 5 minutes. Yes. There was Herman Munster, who played the guitar, and he did multiple things, multiple performances. Then they went to a rave thing, and then there was another part where, the Dracula guy, the one that she's dating, Lily's dating.
Oh, the Nosferatu.
Yes. So at one point, he does he's like, I got a surprise for you. And then he stands in front of this thing and he hits a button on a player and it starts playing like the techno. And he's like, I am a vampire. And he starts doing like the robot kind of. And behind him, he says, if the coffin's rocking, don't come a knocking. It's like, it's little things like that was funny in the beginning, but they lost their funniness as it goes on. It's like, it was super cheesy. And if it wasn't so boring, it may have been a good movie, but it was not self-aware. It was like, oh, this is awesome. This is hilarious. And then, what's her face zombie?
Sailor Moon zombie.
Yeah, she can't act.
Really? So she was bad?
Yes.
That's upsetting because she's hit or miss. She's really good or she's super fucking bad and she eats the scene.
Yeah. I mean, she played Lily as flat. Like, oh, no, there's somebody over there.
So there's no good cadence.
No cadence at all. And it's just like so flat. Like there was no emotion. Which I don't know.
Okay, what about Grandpa?
Grandpa was okay, but I don't know. I don't remember him being so much of a a douchebag back in the original one?
Well, I mean, he always made fun of Herman.
Okay,
Like
so he
he's
still
supposed to
did
be the
that,
father-in-law, you know?
but he made fun of everybody. It
Okay.
was like he was a big snob, and they actually reference that. He's like, oh, we come from a long line of snobs. And it's like, that's funny a couple times, but then, like, in an hour and 30-minute long movie, there's got to be some growth of the character. And it's like,
Oh,
they don't have any growth until the very, very end. And it's all because of money.
so one thing I heard was like, and the one thing I said was like, okay, I could tell you from a mile away what the worst fucking thing is in this movie. And
What?
it's Herman Monster. How bad was he?
Herman Munster?
Yeah.
Really bad, but they explained it.
But like he couldn't even keep the same type of voice.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Too animated, like his face
Yeah.
doesn't stop moving. I heard.
Yeah, the laugh was good. I will admit that. It's very reminiscent of the original laugh.
Do
Other
you
than that, it's not the
do you
Herman
think
Munster
that's
again.
the only reason why they got casted, other than it's a tall guy that could do the laugh?
He does the motions pretty good, like the walking.
Oh, like having something shoved up your ass?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Whenever he does the stomping around and different stuff, like there's hints of a really good character there, a really good somebody who knows how that character is supposed to be. But then he goes off on these things that's like that's not the same character. And I don't remember the original show. I don't remember the story behind it, but the way they explain his brain in this one was taken from a failed comedian
Oh.
who didn't like he wasn't funny. Like they played a clip of the comedian beforehand, and then you can kind of see aspects of it, and then he makes direct like jokes that the comedian did. It was like really this really dry sense of humor that didn't make sense. Like one of his jokes was, I'm thinking about quitting my job. I think going in working in a mirror factory would be good for me. Stuff like that. It's like,
I don't get it.
okay, huh?
I don't get it.
Because he's ugly, working in a
Oh,
mirror factory, so he could look at himself all day. Yeah,
oh, that's
it's not funny. That's the whole
fuck.
point. Yeah,
Fuck.
yeah,
That's horrible. See, the
yes,
whole concept of like the monsters to me,
mm-hmm.
where it's a family of monsters,
Yes,
that's their normal, and they don't see anything wrong with them being monsters.
right.
And it's the outside world that reacts to them, and them saying like they're the weirdos.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's flipped on its head.
Well,
Um,
most of the movie takes place in Transylvania, and then like 3/4 of the way through the movie, they move to California, and that's how it ends.
does it end with the woo, like the falling of the girl that's dressed up like a witch?
No, no, no. That's when they first get there. She was their realtor, and they walk in, and she gets scared by him.
Was it as bad as the scene Let It Be?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
it was dumb.
So this movie supposedly is Rob Zombie's most money in ever.
The most money he's made because the opening scene, like you remember how we were talking about the trailer? It was like, oh, looks like this was shot on a phone camera.
Like not an iPhone one, just a
Yeah,
phone
yeah,
camera.
yeah, yeah. So you've seen Monty Python and the Holy Grail or any Monty Python
Yeah.
stuff. The intro looked like something that Monty Python would do.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. The cinematography and like the props and stuff looked like they were going into a haunted house mansion thing, like ride. It was not good. And that's pretty much like that set up the rest of the movie. Eventually it kind of I got into it enough to where I could overlook that stuff, but it still like every single set looked like it was a set. There was no realism at all.
Do you
And
think
I
do
don't
you
know.
think if it was black and white and if you liked the monster show a lot, you would like it anymore or no?
I think it has enough of the like the essence of the Munsters where it's passable for somebody who really really likes the Munsters, but they're still going to get mad because it doesn't have enough. And it's just like a giant long episode that was turned into a movie. Like there's not enough meat there. Like most of the thing was Lily trying to find a husband.
Yeah.
And then you get into a lot of stuff with Herman like by himself trying to figure out like from his inception or not conception
Creation.
but creation. Thank you. Until he meets like that the whole story is told all the way up until they get to the good part, which is the TV show. It's like they end at the good part. If you done less of the intro part and concentrated more on like what everybody knows, because the majority of this movie takes place in Transylvania.
Mm-hmm.
Like I get wanting an origin story, but this is an origin story I could care less about.
Really?
Yes. And I'm one who loves backstory. And this was just so boring. Like, that's the biggest thing for me. It was just boring. I would love to have seen more of them interacting with people.
Okay.
Herman Munster does get drunk. And we get to see that. Yeah, they go on a plane.
Oh, I saw the trailer for that.
Yeah. So there are good scenes. It's just boring. So I give it like 1.5 drunken Hermans out of 5.
Okay.
I mean, that's pretty much what I thought it was going to be, a 1.5 to 2. And it's just, if it just wasn't so boring. I mean, it makes me aggravated because I was kind of, wanting to see this because I used to watch the Munsters as a kid.
You were cheering it on.
Yeah, I was like, maybe it's not so bad. I mean, looking at the trailer, you're like, maybe that's a stylistic choice. If it was, they took it too far.
Okay.
All right. I don't want to talk about the Munsters anymore. I want to wipe that from my memory. I want to remember the old Munsters.
Banana Bear Joe.